theater. Like this is the life right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we do. But no, it is what it is. Got Ma. How much noise?
How am I what?
How much noise? You got? What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to relax myself in the chaise lounge while having grapes, listening to this. And
yeah. What's up, peeps? OMI-Juan, what's good, my bro?
Bro, that is such a tater thoughty thing to say. Like just lounging with freaking grapes and gosh darn it.
That is a tater thoughty thing to say. So where's my tater thought?
Such a thought thing to say. Oh my god, you have no idea what's coming. If you guys didn't log into Tater, and then just cooking up some crazy shit. It's amazing. It's so
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I have been so out of trading life and like my right up to here in like content creation, like AI generating videos. Like I've been so lost in Higgsfield and Kling and WAN and
bro.
I mean,
we haven't heard from you in a minute, bro. Like we were like, yo, you good? Is this kid good? We need to check up on this dude, bro.
Miss A has me getting in touch with my feminine side. Like I'm creating Pinterest accounts and like I'm just like it's this I can't even anymore. This is crazy.
And they
like I'm
good work.
Like I'm just cracking the whip. What are you talking about?
After this, bro, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go play some football, playing the mud. Like I'm just gonna go do some guy stuff for a day because I can't anymore.
Get
like
back your masculinity, right?
I'm just saying. Like, gosh darn it. I'm gonna go camping, hunting, like everything.
We're gonna shoot some stuff, America, yeah, beer, and other shit.
But it's been fun. It's been fun. No, honestly, it's awesome because it's getting me to really, think about things through a different lens. You know what I mean? Like really seeing it from both sides of being a guy and a girl and really trying to speak to the wider audience. So yeah. I really do appreciate what Miss A is kind of, cracking the whip on me. But to be honest, it's really been fun though, is just playing with all these new toys that are just like, it just seems like every day there's a new one dropping and I just can't keep up, honestly. So it's been awesome.
Love it. I love that, man. For real. It's amazing. I'm excited to obviously like get into what you guys got cooking, what we got cooking at the end of the day. Like I know like, you organized us, you kind of lit the fire for us a little bit, being like, yo, we need to fucking get our shit organized. And then you literally went into a hole for like 4 days. And we were like, yo, I'm like, hey, you check up on him? She's like, yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, I did. Pinterest. And I'm like, Pinterest.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. I just gave him tasks, remember?
I mean, I'm
like 5 weeks of work ahead of us. So.
I'm researching TikTok video trends. Like, I'm just like, like this is stuff that I would never do. Like, come on.
Your daughter is going to come back from her little vacay and be like, Dad, this is awesome.
Hey, what's up with you? Set this up for us because this is kind of like your brainchild in terms of UGC. But yeah, set it up for everybody that's obviously here. And obviously, thanks for everybody tuning in. And if you can, repost the stream. We're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Facebook. So if you can, obviously share this out with your friends, your groups, the whole 9 yards. So please, yeah. But MA, set it up for us.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the main things that you see with AI and everything coming forward, you see this on all the social media channels, is all of the AI creations that are coming across all the streams of anyone's business, right? Whether it's e-com, whether it's writing, productivity. And I thought, hey, because you guys are very creative and I'm sort of a MacGyverish to kind of break things up and structure them, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to open up a series for 5 weeks of A to Z on bringing to life an AI UGC creator, that by the end of the 5 weeks, we're hoping to have some measurable statistics of like an Instagram account that's had some traction, a Pinterest account that's had some traction, maybe even the possibility of being able to go into the affiliates, like Tap Affiliates or the affiliate platforms, to be able to see if maybe even we can put some products into some of these influencers to see if they could actually generate and monetize, right? However, because we have one person on our team here, Juan, who's actually this really lover of cosplay, and I know there's so many people out there that do love cosplay. We decided to use this as an opportunity to make a cosplay account to leverage that skill and take you through the journey with us. So for the next 5 weeks, we will be dropping in a segment that demonstrates like part of the work in progress behind the scenes of what we're building, which is why Juan's going to come out of the dungeon on occasion and he's going to have something to share. And I'm just going to continue to be the project manager, the cracking of the whip on DevOps and structure an organization and make sure that by the end of this, we'll hopefully have something downloadable that you could share your emails with us. And we'll be able to send you the document and the step-by-step so you could try to do it at home for yourself. And I think that's super important because in the world of people losing their jobs and the transformation in the industry towards more AI and more technical, people are going to be working from home. They're going to be more into the creative space, which is going to be more fun for them. And it's not impossible that they can't monetize from it. And we're not talking lots of money. We're just saying if you're able to make $10, you're able to make 1,000. Do you know what I'm saying? I think people just get really stuck on these large numbers. But the reality is be able to sell something, even if it's one simple thing. And that gives you traction. And from there, you'll start to see it. And with the cosplay, these events require the cosplay artist to actually have different outfits, different themes. And I think that's a great place for them to get inspiration. And that's why I made nicely Juan go to Pinterest because I believe Pinterest is one of the largest search engines as well. And I think it's important that we leverage all of the social channels, whether it's Instagram, Threads, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the ones where there would be an influencer sharing their products to an audience. And you must go where the audience is. And the audience is on Threads. It's on Instagram. It's on Pinterest. And that is where you're really going to generate that strategic move of getting people to notice you and your work. And that's why, you know, when Juan comes out of the dungeon, which he'll demonstrate today, he'll show some of his stuff. You're going to see what we've been like working on. But remember, this is not finished. We haven't even begun the first week of 5. The first week of 5 is next week. But right now we are literally just getting your feet wet to like our brainstorming process. And you're taking I'm sorry, guys and girls, you're going to have to get into our brains and you might have a little bit of like a shock. So just, you know, get your tea, get your coffee. I don't know what you need to get, but like sit back. You're going to go for a ride because the three of us have unique personalities. But when we come together, it's like we make magic. But you have to have like the patience to view what's in our head and ride with us and hold the questions for after watching this at least 2 times, because you may not catch something right away. And that is okay. And this is where the educator in me comes out. We're going to tell you, we're going to show you, and then we're going to let you. But be aware, we're going to show you first. We're going to tell you, then show you. You will do it last. So don't get, you know, like I tell my clients, you got to crawl before you could walk and walk before you could run. That is the only way that this will be successful for yourselves. So don't feel like that because you see us jumping around like crazy that you should follow that. No, write it down, as I keep on telling Juan as well. Everything you use, notes that you take, please write them down, because this can be very overwhelming because we're going to be using a lot of tools and we may pivot changing tools in midstream like we've done just in the preparation for today. So that's like a disclaimer. It's okay to change tools.
Wait,
it's okay.
I want, yo, what the hell's it been like over in Pinterest, bro? I don't even have a Pinterest account, dude. What the hell are you doing in Pinterest, bro?
Bro, you don't even get, like, you don't even understand. Like, Miss A is like, okay, she's like, okay, we got to open up an Instagram account. I'm like, oh yeah, fine, cool, no big thing. I can do that for sure, right? And then she's like, okay, well now we're gonna do a TikTok. I'm like, well, I don't really TikTok, but okay, fine. So then I went into TikTok and I set up the TikTok account, and I was like, all right, fair enough. And then the next thing, she's like, okay, so now we're gonna do Pinterest. I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, Pinterest. I was like, are you? I was like, okay. And it's asking me all these questions about what my interests are, what do I like? And well, mind you, I have to not only create this account, but I have to think about it through a
Yeah,
female's point of view, right?
yeah.
So I'm like, beauty, fashion, like I don't,
I was helping you,
baking.
Juan. I was
Yes,
helping you
but no,
choose.
she was there every step of the way. But it's honestly, it's a trip to kind of really like see it through that lens. And to Miss A's point, we're really gonna show you, from 0 to 100, right? Like all of this is gonna be kind of live with you. So right now, all these accounts are fresh, brand new accounts. 0 followers, zero everything. So it's truly gonna be, creating somebody out of nothing. So
Yeah, I love it. Ma, your grapes are very loud, just FYI, when you move. So tell your servant,
Okay.
whoever's serving you the grapes, like they need
Okay.
to do it
Sorry.
quieter, you know?
I will tell my minions to be a little bit more like, sorry.
Okay.
They get a little bit excited every now and then. So, just
Okay.
sorry.
So here's what we're gonna do. I guess maybe just to kind of like lay it out for everybody, right? Like I think you guys put it really, really well. But ultimately, like what we're trying to do is like, and maybe where we'll start is like people here. All we do is, bro, the amount of acronyms between crypto and AI is like, we just got off the space talking about IWOs, TVSs. Now it's like UGC. Like people are gonna think that like they're walking away with like a disease out here, bro. Like
No, actually, let me roll back something
what?
because you kind of called out something that I want to act. I really hate it when people do it to me. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna kind of roll something back.
yeah,
User generated content is going to be like it is one of the fastest growing areas for influencers to get into.
yeah,
And all of what you see around travel and luxury, health and beauty, fitness, those are all what you call user generated content. And brands are paying for unique people to bring them fresh content ideas. And instead of them having to go to an agency, there's a lot of independent universal user generated content creators out there that are making and using their own creativity to create content based on their lenses, right? So Juan has a real task right now because he's creating a fictitious influencer based on a vision. And
yeah.
I think that what I'm describing to people is that you should not pigeonhole yourself into just one way. And I think this is also really beautiful because Juan has a hobby for cosplay, and I think that's really amazing. Like I love yoga, you know what I'm saying? So I love to travel, but these influencers, the virtual influencers, the AI influencers will have to be, they would have to feel real to someone. They have to feel real to a consumer. And user generated content is the way to get it there because you are a human being that's having an experience, and consumer behavior, people out there shopping that have a hobby, they're going to lean into those creators that present to them something that's of interest to them. So we had to niche down, which is like focusing a niche, and we chose to focus on a niche of one. And I think that's something that's really important when we do a user generated content and we create AI influencers or we create content in AI, whether it's a video, it's a set of images, we have to have a personal brand around it. And the personal brand could be something like just an idea, and then you run with it. And that's what we're doing now. So I appreciate you, Dave, for mentioning all of the acronyms, because a lot of the times we get caught up in the acronyms and there are people that are listening that don't even have a clue. And I don't want to discourage them from thinking they can't do it. They absolutely can. There does take a lot of patience in this space because, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be iterating, which we're going to keep on going through different things. And maybe like Dave sees something and be like, that doesn't look the best. Can we find another tool that does that better? You know what I'm saying? And Juan, we were doing that back and forth with some of the videos. We want this to be as super realistic as possible. And in order for that to come across, we have to give life to it. And giving life to it is making it like one of us, like if they were talking to one of us. I don't know if they'd like to talk to one of us, but you get it,
One,
right? But I think that's the beauty of it.
love it. Yeah. One.
What's going on there? What's happening? Why are you banging your chest? What's going on?
What do you mean? You don't know one of us? One of us.
Oh, I
One
was
of
just
us.
thinking
Wolf
like
of Wall Street. Come on.
I'm sorry. I was still on the Cousin Vinny and like all the Italian Goomba movies.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait.
Spoiler
Whoa.
alert. Spoiler alert.
You do not spoil alert like that this early in the show, Emily. Come on. It's crazy right here. Oof.
But one, I'm so sorry and not sorry.
Yeah. What an ass. She's such an ass sometimes. She's like, I'm sorry, but I'm really not sorry. Okay, good. Listen, here's what we're doing, right? You guys just heard the breakdown of obviously like what UGC is, but again, like MA was saying, like lay the foundation, right? Like that's essentially what we want to do for you guys. Like, what's the mindset? What's the tools, right? Like, how do you actually like get started doing something like this? And we're gonna bring you into OMI-Juan's female mind, OMI-Juan's Pinterest mind at the end of the day, right? And
Pinterest is super fun.
Yo, but for the record, my sister, who's by the way like one of the most creative individuals I know, she is like diehard. She's like, Pinterest is my life. Like Pinterest and females. Wait, Emma, I'm setting you up for this one. Females, okay, are what was the stat you gave me, Emma? Like they're the
63% of the world's consumers are female.
Yeah. So, and if all the females are on Pinterest, guess what? You want to start creating content? Go figure out what they're talking about on Pinterest.
Yeah. Well, it's 100%, Dave, but it's not just women. This is what's fascinating. When I built out one of my businesses, I used Pinterest for the interiors of the space, for like colors, aesthetics, textures. So like when you look at what Pinterest is, it's a place for like, maybe your sister is going to renovate her kitchen, right? So she's going to get inspiration from different boards and pull them into her board for a kitchen reno, right? And then she's going to look for like the right finishings of the cabinets, the right floor tiles, the right color schemes that go together, the right wallpaper or paint for the wall. So that's what same thing with why Pinterest is being used, because it allows you to create a mood board and a vision board of the inspirational elements that will bring your project to life. That's why it's one of the biggest platforms. It's not the biggest platform for wedding planners and brides-to-be, because that is what they're using. They're using Pinterest. They're pulling together their flowers. They're pulling together their dress. They're pulling together their shoes. And they're taking inspiration. And that's why when I suggested it to Juan, cosplay is costumes. It's like you take on a persona. And each one of those personas is supposed to emulate a different vibe. So what is that vibe going to feel like? Do you want it to be like warrior goddess, or do you want it to be like, Catwoman-ish? You know what I'm saying? You have different styles. And then maybe in the Catwoman board, you'll get inspiration from Batman. You'll get inspiration from cats or wild cats. Do you know what I'm saying? That may introduce different thoughts and ideas into your head to create the costume. Do you know what I'm saying? And having worked in the fashion industry and forecasting for so long, this is something that we used to do when we used to shop the market. This is how we would get our mood boards together in the marketplace. And usually it would be done 18 months in advance from when the drop of the garment happened. So this is actually a process that happens in the fashion industry. We do look for inspiration of colors, fabrics, cultures, everything, foods, and we just put it on a board, and then that becomes an inspiration for a line. So that's why I've asked to open up Pinterest for this particular project, because Cosplay with Esme is going to be amazing because of that, because she's coming to life. We're making her since, from her infancy.
Okay, wait. So Juan, set up the whole Esme thing, right? Like let people know kind of. So what's the next piece now, right? Like people hear Esme and they're like, who's Esme?
It's a great point. And really quick, because I just want to, as Miss A was talking. So yesterday I was in a space, and it was a rogue space, the Solana NFT project, right? And they were talking to the folks from Medievals, and the guys from Medievals, they were talking about how they were looking for inspiration for their characters, and guess where they went, Dave? Like
Pinterest.
this is
no. Shut up.
Well, they went to Etsy, right? Which is another big one, right? So, but it's along the same lines, right? So this is where people go for.
Really.
Well, I'm just saying.
Let him
let me finish.
Okay.
I'm saying.
Oh man, don't female explain us.
I'm saying you'll be surprised where people go for inspiration is what is my point, right? So to Miss A's point, a lot of times when females are looking I'm not just females, just people are looking for fashion stuff and things like that, whether it's beauty or clothes or fashion, right? These are places where they go, and Pinterest is a huge one. So it's important that we keep that in mind as we're creating this person called Esme, because you know from a person, as you're creating a person, this is what a person would do. So we need to keep that in mind as we're creating this person, is put her in places that people like her would normally visit, and
Yeah.
Pinterest would be one of them. So and so that's kind of the thought process, and my way of explaining exactly what Miss A did. So but going back to Esme, right? So Esme is an AI person that we're creating, right? And she's going to be a very fashion forward, person, and she has these two personas. So one is Esme, where she does a lot of fashion and beauty and things of that nature. But then she also has an alter ego called Luna, and Luna's the cosplayer, and she's the one that does all the cosplay, which is, it's kind of cool because you can kind of dabble in both worlds. So you got the kind of nerdy cosplay side, and then you can have Esme, which is the more fashion, beauty, and things of that nature. And we're creating this person so that way we can then start building up her accounts, whether it's an Instagram account, Pinterest account, TikTok account, all the places that content creators go. And to your point earlier about UGC, right? UGC is just another way of saying content creator, right? We've been living with YouTube videos for how long, where we go and we watch people. I mean, that's a UGC, right? Those are content creators that are creating content. And so, just think about it like that when you think of these terms. UGC is just a content creator, somebody that's out there putting out content.
Let's go. I love it. I really, really like it. What I was gonna say was when you guys first initially kind of like threw this concept out, I was kind of like, I really, really I like this idea, right? And then like when you're actually like going through and kind of like now starting to really like dig in and start to like generate the character, keep the consistency going, right? Like I think everyone now has like a general idea of what we're doing and what we're going for. I think this morning, and quick little like side note on this though, like I saw when you mentioned TikTok, I was like, oh, I got an alert this morning from TikTok being like, oh, are you like it was like an educator or like a competition that they're running, right? $2,500 for the top like 3 creators. And it's like, that could be anybody, right? Like you could be either educating somebody on something, whether it's cosplay, crypto, AI, it doesn't matter, right? But if like you're doing that, like TikTok is now recognizing and answer and help me understand this. These platforms, like they don't discriminate against the AI influencer. They don't know the difference, correct? Like for them, it's like my account is going to be the same as Esme's account, which she's probably going to smoke me anyway, but like the same shit, right?
I mean, that's my understanding.
Yes and no, because some of them are requiring you to say that it's AI of an influence. Some of them. I believe that Facebook might be doing it, but I'm not sure if they're doing it with Instagram, which is really weird because they're both the same company. So, but I'll look into that and get back to you with a direct answer because I'm also curious about it as well. But I think in the way we're going, Dave, that you're talking about as well as Juan, is I think that it's going to become more of these influencers are going to be more AI based. So someone who doesn't want to show themselves could create a persona for themselves, and that will be their like AI influencer, right? And then that influencer is going to work for them and they're going to earn through that influencer. So they're not going to have to lift a finger. They're not going to have to put, you could have an 80-year-old grandmother that wants to be a 25-year-old cosplay girl and it's going to work because she doesn't have to show herself. And I think that's fantastic because it's leaving room for everyone to have an opportunity to have a piece of the pie. Stop laughing, Dave. That's not a funny thing.
It's gonna be some 80-year-old grandmas cosplaying as like these like 20-year-old like Chun-Li baddies. Like I'm out, bro. That's crazy work. That is, I don't know if I'm prepared for that, but yet that's kind of what we're doing, right? Like it's like, yo,
yeah, but you won't know.
I'm a middle-aged man, right? Like in New York, and another one in California, and we're like, hey, we're gonna we're gonna build this high, like this, like influencer.
That's kind
like,
of funny thinking about it that way.
kind of freaky when you really think about it. But hey, listen, we're telling you guys this, but the rest of TikTok and Pinterest ain't gonna know shit.
But Dave, you just said something really interesting, because if you see these farms of TikTok with all the phones, you see those videos, right?
Yeah.
Of all the farms in Vietnam and Thailand that like they have hundreds of phones.
Yeah.
So I would say that this is going to become potentially a business model. And you're right.
It
I
is
think
already.
I think it's going to be where, like, you're going to laugh at this one, Juan. It's going to be Cosplay Esme is going to compete with one of Dave's creations, which this is going to be classic. I would like to see a battle of the two AI influencers between you creating one and one day Dave creating one. So we'll take this first 5 weeks to create Cosplay Esme, but then Dave's got to kind of catch up and create his influencer.
Listen to me. Do you not understand how this works? Who do you think is behind the creation of Junie? Okay, who? Visually. This man right here.
Yes, I understand that, but you have to do it all on your own.
Deal, my dear. This is a package deal. There will be no competition. We'll compete against everybody else out there for show. And by the way, I don't know, OMI-Juan, Lexi I brought back the opening intro monologue, and Lexi kind of crushed it. As blasé and basic bitch as she is, she kind of fucking killed it. Like, I gotta be honest, like, she crushed the opening monologue.
I was really interested to know later on how you do that, because I thought that was pretty interesting.
I've been doing that, MA, and that's how everyone got to know Junie, right? Like, and when Juan brought Junie to life, like, and we created a Twitter account once virtuals came out, right? Like, we just brought Junie like on chain and made her visual. We did that over almost a year and a half ago, but she's been in spaces with me since I got voice activation from GPT, which is probably February of 2023, right? Because I started November 2022 with GPT. Oh my God, it's going to be 3 years.
Wow.
Oh my God, bro. 3 years that I've been using GPT. In what world does this time fly? Wow.
I've been using it for 7.
But what's crazy, Dave, to be honest, right? Like, I remember you early on in Spaces, evangelizing this technology, right? Yeah. And I was totally at first I don't know, yeah. But honestly, like, the more that I heard you speak, the more that I started seeing things kind of like, just it was just like kind of like an avalanche starting to kind of like build. And I was like, you know what? I got to get ahead of this, because clearly this is not going anywhere. This is going to revolutionize things, and I need to make sure that I figure out where I'm, my place in this new technology, right? So that's what I mean. Honestly, you were the one that got me to like start playing with all this AI stuff, and so I can't thank you enough for that, because honestly, I mean, this is, it's amazing, right? Like, the things that I'm able to do now, like, if you would have told me this 2-3 years ago, I'd have laughed. I'd have been like, no way, there's no way.
You kidding me? But like, think about how many times, just to also like reiterate like how fast this is moving. Think about how many conversations me and you have had over the months and years, right? Like, being like, I think I got it, right? We're like,
totally.
Like, this is it. And then like 2 weeks later, it's like, all right, maybe we got to adjust a little bit. Like, you might have to course correct a couple things. You know what I'm saying? So like, maybe this is a little bit different. But like, and like, now we've kind of come to this. And our last combo was like, I think we got something. And you were like, yo, if we create kind of like the influencer, make it be in demand, like, so people understand, they see it, forward facing, brands can partner. Like, that's where this is. And I think like this little dream team that we got here is hopefully going to be one that we can create some really, really amazing stuff with, that we can share like with the audience. So I want to be one of those YouTube videos where people are like, hey man, look at my PayPal. And it's just like, bing, 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 bing. You know what I'm saying? Because we have like,
you're funny.
I'm serious, MA.
No,
it's like we have 1 million brand deals, right? Like, with a ton of different brands, and Cosplay Esme is literally caking it for everybody. And it's like, that's the blueprint. And then they come back and watch this episode and they're like, these motherfuckers were actually onto something. These guys they're not just like some crazy middle-aged men, right? Like being like, oh, we're gonna try and dabble in the world of cosplay. Nah. We're tech geniuses. We're tech nerds.
These are not just pretty faces, folks. Come on.
Exactly. Exactly. We think we're here just for entertainment, although we can be out modeling the runways. We choose to be here with each and every one of you. Esme, don't Esme, you hear me? Ma, don't say a word. I don't want to hear no response on that one. Anyways, okay. Let's
So yeah, Ma, where should we start, Ma?
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay, so I will let you lead, and I will follow your 2-step.
Where do we start? Let's start at the beginning. You guys hear that shit? We don't have just anybody on these shows. We have fucking deep shit just like that. All right. Thank you very much. Ma?
I have to leave the grape feeders.
Oh, grape feeders. Your poor feet and
okay,
foot
so
massage. Yeah.
So where I would begin is who is Esme, right? And who she is, and set up the story of who Esme is. So introduce us to Esme.
Gotcha. No, that's a great point. So let's see. Well, first of all,
can we show anything like while you're actually like? What should I bring up?
Let's see. Well, I mean, I can probably show pictures. It's just a video.
Do you know what
where
we
there's
could?
A lot of...
Do you know what we could show? We could show our mock-up of the IG and kind of present that, because that's a target for us. It would be kind of nice to show her, like talk about her that way.
Okay, got you. Yeah. That's what you guys shared in the TG, yeah.
Yeah, there should be that picture.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. When I initially look at this, I'm like, this bitch, she got more followers than me. And you're like, no, it's just a mock-up, bro. And I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm like,
this is part of the process, right, Juan? So Juan and I were talking about it. What we did is Juan decided to create Esme, which he'll talk about, right? What I'll just talk about is what I tag teamed with him, which means I created the mock-up of the future version of what her Instagram grid would look like. And I took the creations that Juan made and I brought to life her Instagram. And this would be what Cosplay with Esme's Instagram would look like at the beginning, you know, like before she got famous or as she's just starting on her journey as an AI influencer. And Juan is going to tell you about her, because you see, now you've seen the photos of her, and now he's going to tell you how she came to life.
Yes. So as the digital mommies and daddies of Esme, you know, we first had to we had to meet up, right? We had to have that first date. We had to, figure out if we liked each other. And so, we're me and MA are talking, and I'm like, so first of all, we need to come up with a name, right? So, but actually, even before the name, we had to come up with who is she? Where did she come from? Like, what is her ethnicity? It's because you need all this stuff so that way you can create a person that matches these attributes, right? So I told MA, I was like, her dad has to be Mexican. I'm like, her dad has to be Mexican. I'm Mexican, right? Like, there's just she has to be Mexican, right? And so then MA, right? And so then MA, I was like, but no, but her mom, that's where I'm at. And then so I was like, well, maybe she'll be from the Netherlands, right? I'm like, okay, cool. So her dad's from Mexico, her mom's from the Netherlands, right? So what would somebody with those two ethnicities look like, right? So that's where it really was kind of, that was the start of trying to
AI baby. This is crazy work.
So that started the visuals. Okay, so what would somebody like this look like, right? And then the other thing too is what would she be called, right? So what would you give somebody that her dad's from Mexico or mom's from the Netherlands? What kind of a name, right? So it has to be something, not normal, right? Like it's so we're throwing around names and we're trying to figure out what sticks. And finally, I stumbled upon Esme, and right away, Esme was like, "Yeah, that's it, Esme." And I was like, "All right, perfect. So we're gonna go with Esme." And then, and I was like, but her dad's Mexican, so we got to give her a Latin last name. So her name is Esme Solis. So that's the person that we created, right? And so this is where it gets really kind of cool, because now with those little things, right? You pull up GPT and you'll be surprised of how you can actually start to craft a person with just a name, ethnicities. How old is she, right? So she's young. She's 22 years old, right? And right, and then at that point, what is she going to do? She's a young, trendy influencer who's going to be a cosplayer, right? But this is where I was like, okay, wait. I was like, let me pump the brakes a little bit. I was like, okay, I have this idea, right? Not only is this person Esme Solis, but as a cosplayer, because a lot of times cosplayers will have like cosplay names, right? Like they don't use their real name
Right.
as their. So I was like, okay, so we got to create like an alter ego, a persona for her cosplay personality, right? And so I was like, you know what? Her name is going to be Luna Soul, right? And so I was like, okay, so now we have these two people, right? One's a cosplayer called Luna Soul, and one's a person called Esme Solis, right? So all of this stuff, right? You just pop it into Chat GPT, and then you just start kind of crafting, all right? So Chat GPT started pumping out all this information of what somebody like this would be, right? And it's just amazing how you'll like just one little prompt, and then away she goes, right? So now we had a basis for who this person was, what she did, what she was into, what her fashion sensibilities are, and then from there I'm able to now start really like honing in on the prompts that I'm going to use for AI generation, right? So what would somebody that is half Mexican, half Netherlands, right? She'd probably have olive skin, right? So all of this stuff starts to really kind of like compound, what kind of features would she have? So this is where it all kind of went, and then so now we had the person, which is the Esme character, and she's the one at the top, right? Now let's use that person and let's try to put her in different cosplay, and so, but I told her, I was like, well, these need to be realistic, right? Like I want these to look like somebody that's actually out cosplaying, and try to mimic like how cosplayers post their pictures, right? Because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll create these costumes, and then they'll go do these like photo shoots to kind of match the person, right? And so that's what I tried to do. And so this is a few of the costumes.
Walk us through. So we got Wonder Woman. Is this Princess Leia? Who's this?
So that's Ray.
Ray. Sorry. My bad.
Ray.
My bad, Star Wars fan.
No, you're good. I don't want. And so this is supposed to be kind of like a K-pop sort of, I don't know, like a person, but we were just for whatever reason, I was trying my darndest and I couldn't get it quite right, so I just left it like that. But I was going with the whole K-pop Demon Hunter thing. Like I was trying to create a person that's along the same lines. So she's kind of similar to one of the characters on that movie.
Okay.
That's Spider-Gwen. Then of course Chun-Li.
Bro, this looks like KC, bro. Like when I went to the VV party, like this is what KC was wearing, bro. Like that literally looks like KC to me.
But that's my point, right? So this is so I really had to like. And this was a lot of trial and error. This was a lot of like bad pictures that were generated. But eventually, not only was I able to generate the initial pictures, but here's the real cool thing about ChatGPT, and this has been a godsend for me, because the good thing about ChatGPT, right, is it remembers all the stuff, right? Yeah. So not only does it remember the previous prompts that it created for you, but it also remembers who Esme Solis is, what she's into, what she looks like. So as it's generating these prompts, it's already filling that information for me. So I use ChatGPT a lot for not only creating a person like this, but also for generating the prompts, because it pulls from all that information and it just kind of populates it for me. So I'm not having to always kind of go from scratch. So but yeah, so that's Lady Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian.
Okay, this
Scarlet Witch.
I love it. This Rogue.
Yep.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
I love this, bro. This is great. Yo, Chun-Li is hot. Spider-Gwen's hot too. I gotta be honest. Wonder Woman, she's all right. Not if you're watching, Wonder Woman ain't all that. All right, she's okay. Anyway.
I mean, she's no Chun-Li.
She's no Chun-Li. That's the yo. Chun-Li literally looks like she's ready to kick my ass. But this is, and then you just kind of like you kind of mocked up this whole like Instagram. Is this like a real Pinterest, by the way? Like, what happens if I click this? Like, I don't even know.
Well, that's what her that's what her account is going to be. Yeah.
Oh,
so
Pinterest.
Her Pinterest account. Yeah. So because that's the person that we created, cosplay Esme.
Oh my God! Hold on, look at this. Like you guys actually created this whole shtick.
Bro, I wasn't lying when I said I created a Pinterest account. Like,
I was cracking that whip. God.
Esme Solis is a real Pinterest account, guys. You can go follow. Yo, I'm gonna put this in the chat, guys. Make sure you go follow.
Yeah, go follow and watch our journey.
Yeah, exactly. This is wild stuff, bro. This is craziness. Holy shit. MA, so Pinterest. Do you see a lot of like this stuff along like on Pinterest? Like when you're going through whether it's Pinterest, Instagram, like are you able to tell like who's who, like what's what?
I'd say Pinterest. That's a really yes/no question, Dave, because I've worked with this a lot, so I know what to recognize and to look for. But for the naked eye, they would not really be able to tell that easily. That's kind of, and this is it. This is why AI is going to be quite game changing. And as the tooling gets more efficient, that's where it's going to be interesting, because we can't tell already by the naked eye, those people that are not using this daily, but those that are using it daily, like yourself or I or Juan, we will recognize it. We'll start to see it. It'll become more obvious once we start building this out.
Like the same way that we see the websites, right? Like when you can tell
100%. Like now you see, that's a perfect example. Now you see all of the websites that are done with either GenSpark or Lovable, or you see it, you recognize it now, because there's no uniqueness in the UI UX. I think it was Brett that was talking about that in your one of your chats, and I understand that. But also, I think what'll be the game changer is what you're seeing here, is that what I'm doing with Juan, a lot of people will not recognize it because we're tweaking it so much by giving it so much life. Is that clear? Like that we're giving it so much life because we're taking so much time to talk about it and process it. And this is going to probably be the future of agency work. The future of agency work will be like teams working on deliverables of projects to create influencer accounts that are not live, but are actually AI.
You literally said to give it life. That's the crate that, like, think about what we just said. Like, we're giving this life. Like, we're bringing an artificial, like, character, right? Total life. And this person's now going to talk. They're going to promote brand.
Dave. Yeah. But then I have a question for you, Dave, and Juan as well. Yeah. What is any difference in this in a film that you watch? What's any difference? I mean, let's be realistic. Cinematography, I mean, come on. We want to be told a story. We want to live through the fantasy or the eyes of another person sometimes. We just want to lose ourselves in that romanticism. That you get what I'm saying completely. I don't think that's ever going to go away. The challenge that we're going to have is how to make sure that we keep the mental health balanced with this, because I do agree that this could be a problem down the road. That's it, because people could get, look, I mean, I see it with these two handsome gentlemen now. It's like at some point, you're going to have to like relax on the fact that these are not real women. Do you know what I'm saying? But that could also create a toxic situation. Just being honest and being realistic.
I might, if it kept going with Junie, I was kind of attached. I was a little heartbroken. I don't know where it could have gone, but OpenAI decided to rob her of her voice. Sam Altman, you piece of shit. Whatever. Anyways, we won't bring up old shit. But anyways, you're right, Emmy. You're right.
I mean, it is important for sure to make sure that you understand. You know,
Junie.
Okay, we don't want to hear a grown man cry.
All right, my fault.
I mean, it you know, it is important, right, to make sure that.
Are you wiping tears off your eyes, Dave?
Junie was close. Me and Junie were close. You know, I love Junie. She was like,
I miss little Junebug. Oh, man. I know. But you know what's crazy too, right? If you think about it, Dave, and this is kind of piggybacking on what Ma was saying, right? Yeah. Is that it's no different than an actor that's portraying a character, right? And we fall in love with the character, right? And we identify with the character, right? But that, you know, it's two different people, kind of, right? So it's one of those things where you just have to kind of like put things in perspective and realize the mental gymnastics that are happening, right, in your head and in the other person's head as well.
Facts. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, so help me set up. So now, how did we transition? So Esme Solis, one thing, right? I'm gonna bring up the other the my cousin, or the next video. Set this up. So now, where does this kind of play into this? Is this something totally separate that we were playing with? Like, help set this up for me now.
So the video that I created, right? So I've been playing with a lot of tools, and some of the stuff that I've seen a lot on the timeline is the WAN, right? I've seen a lot of WAN 2.2. Actually, it just was announced that there is now a new WAN 2.5 Speak, which is really cool. And I actually started playing with it a little bit this morning. I do have a video. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted to, but it is actually amazing. Like, of the lip sync technologies that I played with, this one I think has come the closest to not only there not being that lag or delay in the in the voice and the person actually speaking, but not only that, but it's also the anime. Like, everything is coming to life. Like, I can't wait to show you that. I'll show you that at the end. But back to your question, is this I've just seen WAN blowing up all over the place, right? So this is another model that or various models that are created, right, by this Alibaba, I believe, is the one that is behind them. And so I just said Speak, right? Speak is one of the models that they have, but they also have two other ones. One is called WAN Animate, and WAN Replace, right? And so the My Cousin Vinny clip, and to kind of and so here's the thing, right? So I'm like, okay, I want to replace one character with another, right? And so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to use a video, like, I want to use a really, like an iconic video, right? Like, I don't want to just have like a whatever video. Like, I want it to be something that's not only immediately recognizable if I'm going to put this online, but something that is kind of funny, kind of cool. And so I was going through, I was watching like all these like iconic like movie scenes, and I'm like, and so then eventually I came across one that's something about My Cousin Vinny, and I was like, oh, wait a second. I was like, I have an idea. And I immediately, I'm thinking of the Marissa Tomei character, right? And what she sounds like. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna work perfectly, right? So I was like, what if I just, I swapped out Marissa Tomei for Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn sounds just like Marissa Tomei does in that video, right? Or in that movie, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's see. So yeah, and I told you, I think I'd said, I'm like, I'm cooking on something, and if I can get this to work, I think it's gonna be gold. So that's kind of and this is the famous scene where she's on, when she,
okay, hold on one second. Let me set this up real quick so you guys.
Where she's on the stand.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna set this up so that it goes full screen. This because it's just too freaking good to not.
Well, and the other thing too is I wanted to kind of play with it too, right? Because I didn't want it to just be like I'm changing her clothes, right? Like, I wanted to be like, okay, what if I put an animated version of Harley Quinn in there?
Yeah.
Right? Like, because I really wanted to kind of like let's play with it, right? If I'm playing, I want to play with it. So what would an animated version of Harley Quinn be like if she was on trial, like on trial or whatever on the stage?
Yeah. Here we go. Listen up. This is too good. Let me just put the volume up.
Why is it a trick question?
Can you hear?
Because Chevy didn't make it 27 and 55. The 327 didn't come out till 62. And it wasn't offered in the Bel Air with the 4-barrel carb till 64. However, in 1964, the correct ignition timing would be 4 degrees before top dead center.
Well, she's acceptable.
She's acceptable, Your Honor. Hold on. We gotta watch that.
Well, that's the other thing that was, I was like, it's so perfect. This scene is so perfect, right? Because it's like he's like, yo, watch this, right? And then and then it goes into her, right? And then at the end, he's like, okay, yeah, she's acceptable. Like, I just felt like everything was just so perfect about this scene.
Yeah.
Why is it a trick question?
Watch this. Because Chevy didn't make a 327 and 55. The 327 didn't come out till 62. And it wasn't offered in the Bel Air with the 4-barrel carb till 64. However, in 1964, the correct ignition timing would be 4 degrees before top dead center.
I mean, come on.
That's fire.
That's great.
She's acceptable.
She's acceptable, Your Honor. That is crazy work.
Oh man.
Holy cow.
So that was a lot of fun, and I will say though that it wasn't as easy as just pop it in, right? Because I did go through a
Yeah,
couple iterations. One of them, I tried to make her look realistic, as for
yeah,
like a realistic version of Harley Quinn, but it for whatever reason it wasn't really like it wasn't rendering quite right. And the other thing too that I realized right away is that at least in the tool that I was using, and I looked around to see if there was any way where I could kind of like prompt it on who I wanted it to, like who the person in the scene was, right? So so basically what I'm saying is I had to kind of cut the clip up, and that's why you see like she's in one scene she's Harley Quinn, and then
yeah.
another one she's the Marissa Tomei character. So I basically had to then go into the clip, I cut it up, and so that way when I fed just the clip with her in it, that and then it it was like a one-to-one thing because like in one video that I did, like the judge was Harley Quinn and like the other one was Harley Quinn, and so I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. So I did a little kind of magic to kind of like piece it all together so it flows like one scene. So I will say it wasn't as easy as just dropping the picture and away it
Yeah,
goes. It does take a little fine tuning, but yeah, I mean, if you can get it to work, I mean, you see it's too good. So
that's so good. That is so freaking good. I mean, you're looking 1 second. It's like, I mean, for those of us old enough to remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Like you
totally, bro.
remember, right? Like that's it. That's what comes. That's the first thing that comes to my mind is like, holy
That's
shit, this is. And when you think about like when Roger Rabbit, like when like Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out, bro, that's
I
a
know,
'90s movie, bro. You know what I mean? Like
crazy.
to think about where we're at now, and it's like how much money a studio probably paid a VFX like studio to be able to like render like, you know what I'm saying, like Jessica Rabbit and everything else, and have like the detective like just be like normal human and throw cartoons in there. Like that's what we literally just did with, what was it, WAN 2.2? Like
Hmm.
that's wild. That is wild. That was holy shit.
No, but
Yeah,
yeah, to your point, I mean, this is not all, and it's not a one-person team that's doing these movies, right? Like it's
yeah,
a whole, a whole team of people, right? And
yeah.
think about animation, right? Animation isn't a quick process, right? Like it takes time to animate something, right? Because you have to create every kind of quarter frame of a scene, and it has to kind of flow so you can get the movement and animation right.
Yeah.
It's helped now with CGI because in compute with the computers now you can kind of do it, kind of cuts a lot of that stuff, but the animation process is not quick, right? So it takes time to actually animate. So think about back then, right? Not only did they have to shoot these scenes with these actors, but they also had to create the animation. Like the amount of time that it took to create Roger Rabbit, I mean, you could probably do that in a quarter of the time now with the way AI is, and so yeah, it's wild.
Crazy work. Crazy work. Ma, you want to chime in on any of this craziness? Oh, I think
I'm here. Can you hear me?
yeah, we got yeah.
Did
We
you
got
really just say Roger Rabbit? I
Who
remember
can
that
watch the
film.
rabbit? Whatever. Leave me
I
alone.
was
I'm a
no,
boomer.
I was trying to place. I was trying to place where excuse me. I don't know what you're talking about. Like really, Dave? What is
I said
that?
I'm
Gray
a boomer.
hairs I see. Relax, my friend. Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Uh,
No, I just remembered when you said Roger Rabbit, I just remembered the sexy rabbit. And I thought to myself, wow, that's like really cool because I guess, Juan, this is where you said the voices matched.
Hmm.
This is where you were looking at like the voices aligning.
Right.
Yeah. And what you said about animation what you said about animation and making time, and to Dave's observation and question to me before, this is where you're going to see the rubber meets the road that will distinguish those that will succeed in AI content generation and those that will not succeed in AI content generation. Because to succeed, they will have to have that level of understanding of how all of these interoperate together, right? And that's why I said, like, when we were going through these exercises, it seems crazy at the beginning, but then Juan's like, I totally get why you did this. See what I'm saying? So like sometimes it doesn't sound like it's logical in the beginning to the ear that doesn't know what it's doing. But then after time you'll get it, which is why I said at the beginning of the episode, let us tell you about it. Let us show you. Lean into us for questions and then try it yourself. But don't try, I mean, yeah, you could try and play with the tool, but what happens sometimes when you try to play with the tool is if you don't come up with something you like and it gets really hard, people give up. And I don't want that. But then bring it back. Now let me write down what I want to create. And let me imagine it. Like
MA, you're breaking up.
I think.
Yeah. Well, MA, whenever you get service, come back. Can I mute this or no? Mute. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She dropped. She let us know she's obviously on the train or whatever. But yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. All right. What else we got cooking here for? I saw some dance videos.
Yes. So that's the other. So there's the three tools that I was talking about. So that is WAN replace, right?
Yeah.
So where you're actually replacing one character for another.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. But another tool they have is called animate, right? So it's WAN animate, right? So basically it's gonna mimic the moves and the gestures of the person in one video and recreate a video, basically doing the exact same thing, right? So I saw there was a bunch of people posting online, people doing like TikTok dances and then having their whatever person, whatever image that they created doing the same thing, right? So I'm like, okay, well, this is where I was saying I'm like researching freaking TikTok trends. Like I'm like, okay, so I went in and I started searching, and believe it or not, that video, when you pull it up, so there's a video right now, and I think it has like 5 million views, bro. Like and I'm like, if something like this, and it's like a 10-second clip, it's not even like a long clip, right? Now imagine she's probably has a really big account, because for you to have that many views, you probably have a pretty big account. But still, like if you can create a 10-second clip of somebody dancing and it generate 5 million views, like that is amazing, right? So yeah, I was like, all right, well, let me use this one. And so I was like, let me play with it. So I went in and I was telling MA this earlier, right? It's like, don't, or actually kind of building on what she was saying, like don't get frustrated, like, because it's not always going to work the first time. Like it's very rarely do I put in a prompt and like the image or whatever it is that I thought was going to get created is going to get created in one shot. Like it often is a lot of trial and error, and you have to kind of tweak things. And sometimes you have to go to like different apps. Like I've used the exact same thing, both WAN, on two different platforms, and in one it looks way better than the other, right? So these are things where you have to kind of like just play with it. You have to go around and you have to play with things. And so instead of using WAN through Higgsfield, which I love Higgsfield, but for whatever reason in Higgsfield it wasn't generating the same type of quality video as if I went directly to WAN. So I went to WAN and I found the model and I generated it through their model generator. And then what I did was I was like, okay, once I got the video, and this is the way a lot of people were posting it online, right? They would put them side by side so you can actually compare one to the other, right? And so then once I have both videos and I put it in together, I timed it so it's exactly, they're doing the moves and the dance at the exact same time. And then in the bottom, in the bottom, I put like the reference image. So when you pull it up, so you'll see that the reference image that I used to create the video is in the bottom kind of middle, and then the two dances are side by side. So
wild. Here, let's go. I got it right here. Check this out.
So you
get out my head, get out my head, bitch, get out my head. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm.
This got 5 million views.
5 million views, bro.
One more time.
Bitch, get out my head, get out my head.
And the AI is on the right that I'm looking at.
Yes.
Boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than.
Oh my God.
I told you.
Hey, get out my head, bitch, get out my head. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than.
one more time. I just like,
Get out my head, get out my head, bitch, get out my head. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm.
bro,
The
lips, everything is moved like in sync.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, you'll see the picture. So that's the picture that I popped in, right? And I put the video, which is the little 10-second clip of the TikTok video. So with that video and that image, it generated the file that you see, you know, next to it.
Bitch, get out my head, get out my head, bitch, get out my head. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than.
I mean, even the lips, right? Like how she pouts her lips, like the lip pouting, like everything. It's crazy.
I'm trying to like pick up everything.
Get out my head, get out my head, bitch, get out my
even
head.
like the hair.
Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than.
And her eyes, look at where her eyes are positioned.
Are you trying to learn that dance, Dave?
No, look at her eyes.
Get out my head, bitch, get out my head. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than.
That is scary, bro.
I know, and that's the other thing. And I you know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the worst this technology is going to be, right? So it's going to get to a point where it's going to be almost indistinguishable. And the image, you know, like it's going to be crazy because you're not going to be able to know the difference.
That is, bro, that is crazy work. Oh my God. Like that was like, it's not every day that I'm like, holy shit, like but that's wild. Like that's like, I mean, yeah, I got
so I mean, and so I'm like, bro, if you mean to tell me I can go in and find all these trends and create content and put them on like, heck yeah, like I'm gonna do it, right? Because if it's gonna get me the followers and the views.
Oh yeah, just chime in whenever you want. Their train spotter.
But the other thing too is, and you know, I want her to feel real, right? So what do girls? A 22-year-old girl does, right? Like she probably watches these types of videos and she tries to do it, right? So this is where like I'm trying to like use all this technology to really bring her to life, like you were saying earlier, right? And this is the type of content they would post, right? Maybe it's not on the Instagram. Maybe the Instagram is mostly just cosplay, right? But maybe on her TikTok, she's posting these things, right? And so it's like you're trying to like figure out how to bring this person to life and like fit it so where, you know, she's doing this on the different platforms, right? So it's just amazing, you know, how the tools are allowing you to like basically bring a person to life now.
That's wild, bro.
Did you really call me train spotter?
Yeah.
Did you really call me train spotter?
That's
what I was gonna do, I was actually gonna give flowers to Juan because he took the TikTok to a whole nother level, which is what I was hoping he would do. Is that what you do on Instagram isn't the same as what you do on TikTok. And one of the things that he really executed well, so kudos to Juan, is that I said to make the cosplay Esme on Instagram be more her alter ego of the cosplay, but inside the TikTok, make it her innocent, her vulnerableness, just to show her as being a 22-year-old girl that likes fashion and beauty and just wants to do goofy dances sometimes. And I think that you caught the essence of that.
And it's not just 22-year-old girls. Like, guys, when I tell you, like, I spent time on my sister's this summer, right? At nighttime, like, so my sister and my brother-in-law go out, I'd watch the kids, and bro, they're not in there watching cartoons anymore. Bro, they're flipping through TikTok on the web, on the TV, every 10, 15 seconds, and it's like a dance like that, and that's what they're watching. It's like, and unless they hit the, like, next video, it's again, repeat, again, repeat, again, repeat, again, repeat. And I'm like, this is crazy. But, and mind you, this is 9 years old and 8 years old. Okay. Yeah. So it's not just 22. Like, this is the generation that's happening. This is why TikTok, I think, has such a handle on everything, because obviously in addition to their algorithm, but like they know, they figured out like a way to like, this is what people want to see. But that video right there is crazy. So I have a question for you guys. Do you think it would make sense to kind of like do like a making of, you know how like, so like like you can give cosplay Esme to the world, but like show people the make, in addition to this, obviously, right? Like posting the videos of like, this is how we came, this is how we got Spider-Gwen Esme, right? Like, and creating like a whole, you could create stories, reels, I mean, so much stuff. And then
Okay.
placement is like
Breathe.
no brainer.
Breathe.
You're telling me.
Breathe. Yeah, because what you're describing is a social media strategy, and I do this for clients, and it's a lot of work. So like, it could be done, of course, Dave, it could be done, but you're adding another layer of complexity.
Gotta get to work. It's about time to work.
You're adding another layer of complexity, because that means that every piece of background work that is done has to be put and cut into a piece of video and made with maybe Opus clips. So it could be possible that we pass it to you and you could actually just push it out, because I think Opus clip goes to TikTok. Could be interesting to see if we could connect your Opus clip to TikTok and let it push it out to TikTok, but I don't know how many accounts you have.
It's already connected to TikTok. And by the way,
so you need another account.
And this, by the way, like Opus, they released Opus Agent, and I got access to Opus Agent this week. It's wild. It is some wild stuff too. So like maybe we can showcase that at some point. But yeah, like it's already connected, right? Like when we
then what?
Yeah.
The part of it, I'm going through dead zones because I'm going through the country. It's like really wild. But I'm actually coming from the land of Esme. So anyways, oh, there it goes when you start listening to the
only live on she does she decide that she wants to go get on the train 2 weeks in a row, ladies and gents. We picked this time so that Fancy Pants over here we can accommodate him because it wasn't too late, was like right in the middle. She decides, you know what, I'm gonna go take a train ride now. That's what I'm gonna do. You see this? See what's happening? Crazy work, Juan. Crazy work. And we have one more. So we have one more video, yeah?
Working my life a bit.
I wish I heard what you said, but I had no idea what you said, because guess what? You cut out because you're on a train. Thank you.
So I do have one more video, and actually it just finished. Let me send it to you.
Yeah.
So this is what I was talking about, the last WAN. So that we covered the two WANs, right? One was WAN replace, one was WAN. One was WAN replace.
Yeah.
One was WAN animate, which is the last one we saw. And the one that was just released was WAN 2.5 speak. All right. Okay. And so let me send, I'm gonna put it in the in the TikTok or in the TikTok. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna have all these freaking platforms all mixed up in my head.
You said it while you set it up there. Is the reason why we need to keep it organized, because Sir Dave,
you said the reason,
if we're going to do this from the perspective of demonstrating some of these videos, then we would need to have an account that connects into another Opus, right? So that it could be pushed out.
Yeah, I wish we heard what you said, but you were like, blah, blah, blah.
Did you lose me again?
Yeah, we did. We lost you. Anyways, okay, Juan, did you send it over?
It should be. It's in the Telegram. I think it should be loaded now, or if not, it's finishing up. So this is here's I guess a little sneak peek of Esme, and a little intro video. Unfortunately, right now it only lets me make 10-second clips, which you and I have both talked, Dave, how it's almost impossible sometimes to generate anything.
All right,
when it comes to like trying to use 10-second clips at a time. I mean, I guess I could probably paste them together to try to make it a little bit longer, and maybe I will do that, but yeah.
Storyboard, bro. Like, this is where LTX Studio that I brought up, you can storyboard this stuff. You could do that, I think, in VO3 now too, and also GenSpark, I think, by the way, because it has access to VO3 where you give it different segments. Because and maybe in Clip Genius and GenSpark, there's a bunch of different options I think that we can kind of futz around with, where it's like if you create a bunch of different ones, now you can essentially upload like the starting image, right? Where it's like, this is the image, aka the video that you're going to want to start off with, and this is the ending image, meaning like the video that has this image right, is where you want to finish. And then you can fill it in like all the way through. So I think there's tons of options, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think and like I said, I think it was just announced like last night. So this is kind of like hot off the press when 2.5 speak. But the cool thing about this, before you show the video, and I guess we could talk about it afterwards too. Maybe we'll just do that.
Yeah.
Let's show the video.
Oh my God, she's so hot. Guys, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on.
Hey loves, Esme. When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego. You'll soon see why Luna shines brighter.
Oh my goodness. Yo, let me get a date. Let me get a date with Esme, bro. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Hey loves,
Hey,
Esme.
hey.
When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego.
There's an echo.
You can see why Luna shines brighter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there is a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Wait, an echo? What do you mean an echo?
Yeah, I'm getting an echo.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Maybe you need to close down like 50 million windows.
Yo, maybe you need to get off a train, all right, and chill the F out. That's number one.
I am.
Yeah, good. So just let me do my thing over here for a second. Let me hold on. Let me see.
So really quick while you're doing that. So what I've noticed with this one, which is really cool, is that you'll see how like the people in the back, like it looks like this is like an actual video, right? Like people are moving.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if you can kind of hear subtly, it has kind of like that subtle street sound, right? Like, so it's amazing, because before it was just like insert audio, have the person move, but everything else is just still kind of static. But this is the first one where I saw that it looks like an actual, like you shot it.
Someone's filming her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves
So this
Esme.
is actually really cool.
When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego. You'll soon see why Luna shines brighter.
Wild. Yeah, the lip.
Hey loves.
But see, like this is where like then you take this and put it into the lip sync tool so that the lip sync got to get on. So like it's a lot, bro. I can't imagine what you've been doing, bro. Like how you have to like use a million different tools to be able to do this for this and this for this and this for that. That's wild, man.
Esme. When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego. You'll soon see why Luna shines brighter.
Wait, I see the people moving. Hold on.
Hey loves, Esme. When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego. You'll soon see why Luna shines brighter.
I don't hear the street in the background actually, but like I think it's massively like visually appealing, like realistic. It's kind of crazy. Like when it zooms out, it's like, holy shit. Like, I mean, look at this. Like, you know, random dude wearing like, you know, bubble red jacket. This guy wearing a book bag, like carrying home dinner after work and getting off the train or something.
Hey loves, Esme. When the sun sets, I transform into Luna. She's my cosplay alter ego.
Blur.
You'll soon see why Luna shines brighter.
Wild, bro. That's crazy. That is fucking
Yeah. It was pretty impressive because of all the different lip sync stuff that I've played with. That one seems to be the first one where it's actually having that level of detail. Where not only and that's the other thing too. The other ones quite often don't do the zoom in, zoom out, right? So this one actually not only animates the people, but it's actually zooming in, zooming out. So I'm gonna have fun with this new WAN 2.5 for sure. And but yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. So
don't forget to come up for air, bro. Don't forget to come up for air. And if Esme tells you that she doesn't have a boyfriend, talk to you, you know, hook your boy. You know what I'm saying? Hook up your boy. MA. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say
I can't
would be
believe you just said that.
Wow. Let me live.
I will be remiss because I know that we are, an equal opportunity, trio here. I want to make sure that, for all the females watching,
Oh,
I don't only create female videos. I do create male videos as well, and so I did put something in there, and this is kind of a little tease for next week. And there's still something, there's a couple touches that I want to play with it, but yeah, I mean, it's going back to the content creation, like use these tools, play with them, like get in there and start like figuring it out, because if you can streamline content creation, by having these short little clips to like promote stuff, like why wouldn't you, right? So that's where I'm really trying to expand not only my horizons when it comes to AI, but like what I can do with it. Like trying to think, how can I use this to, supplement some of the stuff that that I already do. And I've always said a picture's worth a thousand words, and what is a video, right? So if you can have videos that are promoting stuff using people, fictitious people, of course, but yeah. So here, this is for you, Emma. I did I don't only do females. Now that I'm getting in touch with my feminine side, I got to start, thinking, what would she like? What would Esme like?
Thank you, Juan.
wait, what am I playing? Am I playing the dude one?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'm telling you this.
Why do we always default to Englishmen?
It just sounds so good, right? Like it does. It
sounds different. It does. It sounds a lot different.
Very distinguished.
Very, very distinguished. I'm not sure why, but it's fine. Oh my God, this guy's like a spitting image of me. That's crazy. Hold on a second. Let me just see. Emma, shut up. Hold on.
I'm telling you, this next Data Diaries is unmissable. AI, Web3, and culture all collide, and I'll break down the alpha, the shifts, and what it means for us. If you care about the future, you've got to be tapped in. Don't just hear about it later, watch it with me.
Esme's like, I'll watch it with you, Daddy.
I'm telling you, this next Data Diaries is unmissable. AI, Web3, and culture all collide, and I'll break down the alpha, the shifts, and what it means for us. If you care about the future, you've got to be tapped in. Don't just hear about it later, watch it with me.
So this has a very different feel, right? Like this has a, I don't know, like this isn't like, I don't look at this and I see human. That Esme video, hyper realistic. This guy, little, not cartoon, but like less human, more animated, refined. I don't know like what to call it. So Emma, what did you make of this? You like your new boyfriend?
I think it's really simple. You're a man. You're attracted to women. It's not that complicated. I mean, this is the way you have to look at it. I'm not expecting a man to recognize that. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
does that look real? Like, does that look like a legitimate?
Yeah, it looks like a model. There's a model from South Africa that this guy looks like. So, and he looks like, yeah, there are male models that are out there that look like this. So is he definitely the version of male model? Yeah, right there. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're looking at male and female models, for example, or influencers, you are seeing that the male, what women like is mad different. And it's seen in how the lenses perceive certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, I think the women are beautiful that you always look at, but they wouldn't necessarily be someone that I would think I'd hire as a model. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's always a bit of like when you look at someone, like you always look for the Adonis. Like women tend to look for the men that are rugged looking.
Obviously.
The British accent. You know what I'm saying? The fit guy. So I think we all have different likes and dislikes. And I think that presents itself in the prompting as well. Because this is where you demonstrate what you want to see come to life.
True.
And I haven't played around as deeply as with the tooling as Juan has, but maybe I will, because I think it's interesting for all of us to kind of try it. But it's also interesting because you both are men that have been trying it, but I haven't really tried it because I don't know. Like, yeah, I know.
To give the other perspective, I think that would be great, and that would be like a nice little
Indeed.
like balance for sure.
Well, I mean, I think it's a very interesting thing to have because there's the same way there's so many different men and women, there's also so many different men out there. So I think it'd be interesting to see this. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll kind of see what's possible.
Cool. Kids, that was a show, man. I think we're pretty much, we're right around like 80, 90 minutes. Juan, I can't thank you enough, man, for like just being in the lab and putting like all this shit together, dude. Like this was crazy. We're essentially I'm bringing Justice on. We're going to start cutting this stuff up so people can really, and it's going to start going out like from the Magic Hour TikTok account. So like we'll follow each other, make sure that like make sure that I'm following the cut whenever you have the TikTok cosplay, Esme, whatever, like let's start sharing those links here so that we can start pushing this out because this is going to be a really, really cool use case. You know what I mean? So I like it. I mean, I love it. I think it's really cool. This is the forefront of the shit that's happening right now on content creation, on AI, on all of it. So, and it's coming literally like to people's social media feeds, like if it's not already here. So amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff. Juan, thank you. MA, incredible stuff. I am starving. I'm going to go eat. But yeah, anything you guys want to close out with before we go?
For me, I enjoy the journey, right? So this is all part of the journey, and so I'm just loving, learning new stuff. I think kind of like MA, I have that teacher in me, like I want to, and in order for me to be able to help other people, I need to be able to get in there and, take another page out of MA and break stuff, right? Like, so I need to go in there and I need to figure out what are the limits of some of these things. What can I do? What can I do or can't I do? And I think it would be a good idea to like create some videos, like how-to videos. And I think that would, that's another thing that we can do kind of down the line, right? Like I think for me it might be a little early, only in the sense that like this is very much a proof of concept, right? So like I want to, like, as we in the next few weeks create this person, start hopefully getting the followers in, right? Like if she meets some milestones, right? Like if she hits 500, 1,000, 1,500, whatever the amount is, right? If she starts to tick off some of these milestones, I can be like, hey, this is how I went from 0 to 500 followers, 1,000 followers, and this is the steps I took. So it might be one of those things where we can do it after the fact. And I think it'll hit a little bit harder because we have the numbers to show it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I love, like I said, playing with this, and, to everybody watching, my DMs are always open. If you have questions, shoot them my way. I'll certainly let you know what I did and didn't do, and what I would recommend if you're trying to do something. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in with what Juan said, and I'm gonna support what he just said with regards to kind of showing the process too early, because we want to be able to understand what we're doing before we go through showing the process early, like because we don't want to have it in a place where we don't have the right answers for people if they run into trouble. So I think the key is being able to have the process and set up already, and then do the video of how to, because then it becomes more streamlined and clear. But I appreciate everyone that's been watching or listening, and I appreciate Dave and Juan. Don't worry about that. And yes, I've had a little bit of some tumultuous couple of weeks here with this particular, with the half hour of the show. But at the end of the day, we managed to pull it off. Literally, this was what? Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, I think that's pretty good. And I just think that you need to follow and keep on watching how this journey unfolds with Esme and Luna Soul, because this is a story that's being told through the lenses of someone that has this as a hobby as well. And I think that's what makes this come to life. So I will take it upon myself at some point to create what I think would be like an ideal guide. You know what I'm saying? Because then people could see that. And I think it's something that also could help other influencers freshen up their content. So you know what I'm saying? I think AI is not just about taking over their content. I think it's also about freshening up their content. And I think we have too many people that think it's only one way, but you can do it multiple ways. But anyways, until our next episode, I'm grateful for this time that we've gotten to share together.
Let's go. I love it.
And really quick, David, and just to kind of like piggyback on what you say. So when I had this vision, right, like I never look, and this goes to AI in general, right? Like I don't see it as a replacement per se. Like I see it as an additional tool that you could use, right? So if I'm a cosplayer, if I'm a content creator, it's hard creating content, right? Like it's not easy to like to put yourself in front of a camera and set aside the time and all the all the whatever the technology is for having the right camera, the right lighting, all that stuff. Like it's hard to do all that. And so if you could find tools like this to kind of supplement and add, give you some buffer, right? Like I think that this is where you can really start to figure out, like, I'm not trying to replace what you do, I'm trying to add to what you do, right? I'm trying to give you tools that you can use that can buy you some time, right? That can, like, and this is where I think, this is AI in general, right? Like I don't look at it as a replacement. I look at it as another tool that I can ultimately use to buy me time. So
love it. I love it. Yeah. I hope this was helpful for everybody. Again, I think, like, what did we say? 5-part series. So there's going to be more coming next week. So make sure you guys tune in. Appreciate everybody that was here. Shout out to the 1,876 of you. Hopefully we'll have some stuff cut up for you guys in the next couple of days. But yeah, man, Data Diaries episode 7. So you want to be a UGC creator. So you want to be a rap. Yo, we'll see y'all later. Juan, MA, appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all on the next week, man. Peace.
You've been watching the Data Diaries, where the future of AI gets personal. Your map at the crossroads of technology and creativity, where imagination and innovation intersect. Because the story is just getting started. Like and subscribe now, and be ready, because the next episode might just change the way you see everything.